Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Mike Reed here. Welcome back to another toy review by yours truly. And today we are back with yet another Beyblade review. And hilariously, this one took quite a while to get here. But we will be taking a look at the Hasbro Beyblade X Dagger Dran 470Q booster. Yes, so this is yet another one of those Hasbro boosters where they decide to take something from a random booster for the Takara line and re-release it for the international market for like, well, significantly less than what Takara is offering. So, yeah, pretty darn awesome little booster here. And despite the fact this guy took a hilariously long time to get here, at least for me anyway, I think he's still a worthwhile release. So let's just jump right in. So taking a look now at the box, of course, get our standard Beyblade X logo up there, with of course a lovely CG render of DranDagger right here, looking very, very cool right there. Then of course down here we get the Dagger Dran text 470Q, yes, and it is an attack type. And of course up here, if we go back, there we go. You guys can see it does, of course, include the Bay as shown. And you get the Takara logo up there as well, the Let It Rip text. And Hasbro logo. And this is for ages 8+, which is always nice to see. And, of course, on this side, we do get a little look at the Beyblade X mobile app. Now, on the back of the box, of course, you do have the Dagger Dran 470Q text up there again. Attack type, right spin. You do get all the parts beautifully displayed right here. And of course you also get the attack type logo and the right spin little graphic up there as well. And of course this is only compatible with the Beyblade X system, of course. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and crack open this little booster. And let's see how cool this guy actually is. Oh, and before I do forget to mention here, yes, we do also get the clear bubble showing off the blade here as well. Almost forgot that little tidbit. But now, for real this time, let's crack this sucker open. Alright guys, so with the bay fully unboxed, let's go ahead and jump right into the part by part of this release, starting of course with the blade here, which is Dagger Dran or DranDagger, and he looks really, really good here. Of course, we get it in this gorgeous orange with this sort of light, sort of white, and then the blue. Just a really, really nice color scheme for this DranDagger, and he just looks really good. Now, of course, for those who've been following my reviews, you will know that this guy was originally released, at least for Hasbro, in the Extreme Battle Set Stadium, and for a long time was exclusive to that set. And of course for Takara, he was exclusive to the DranDagger deck set from a few years back. But now we get him here in this nice recolored release, which is really, really nice because I was waiting, and I'm sure all of us were waiting quite a while in the Beyblade community for this part to get re-released since, as I've already explained, pretty darn hard to get. So really nice to get this part here again in this really nice Fanta orange color scheme. Also, another thing I should note here, which real quick for comparison, let me grab my original DranDagger here, or in this case, my new copy of DranDagger here, so you guys can see how those two look together. You will notice some small differences. First and foremost, this mold, if I remember correctly, is a heavier mold than the original DranDagger. The original DranDagger was heavy, yes, but not nearly as heavy as this mold is. So this mold is heavier, so which is good because attack types need to be heavy. And I can even feel just in hand, this one is definitely slightly heavier than my original Dagger here, or this original mold. Not only that, but you'll notice the plastic is different. As you can see on the original, the plastic has a sharp point, whilst on the revised one, they are rounded. And that is, of course, to compensate for any sort of damage, such as, of course, the one that I had with mine, where the whole blade cracked. So that is great. And, of course, we flip it around to the back. Of course, you do get our lovely QR code here, so you can scan DranDagger or Dagger Dran into your Beyblade X mobile app. And Once we're back here, we can also see that there are some other small differences, including, of course, the fact that the plastic here on these blades now has some little plastic struts to again help prevent against breakages. And, well, that's kind of about it, at least in terms of the structure here. But I should also mention as well that unlike the original Dagger Dran, or DranDagger here, this one does have the clear coat finish on the blade as well, so that is really, really nice to see. But yeah, very, very cool bay, or blade in this case. So very, very happy to see that with this release. Next up, of course, we get the ratchet, which is 470. Now, we've seen this a couple times here and there. Particularly, of course, we saw it originally with Tyranno Beat, and we also see it with Crimson Garuda or Scarlet Garuda as well. So, very nice collection of 470s right there. So very nice to see this part again, and we get it in this nice sort of light yellow and this sort of amber, almost like honey yellow color. Don't really know how to describe it, but it looks quite good, I will say. So that is great. And last but certainly not least, we get the bit, which is Q or Quake. Now, funny story about this release. When this bay originally released a few random boosters back for the Takara line, this bay came out with, originally released with the same stock combo as this, except the fact that it didn't come with Quake, it came with an orange point bit. So why Hasbro decided to change it to an orange Quake, I will never know. Will it change its performance dramatically over its original release? Well, I'll be the judge of that. But with that being said, this is a very nice orange Quake, I will say. Even if this bit isn't exactly the greatest bit in the world. And of course, to quickly compare it to the previous color variations, starting of course with Tyranno Beats Quake and the Black Shark Edges Quake. So you guys can see how those Quakes look together. So there you have that. Another way to get this bit, even if again it's not exactly the greatest bit ever. But once you assemble your bay real quick here, nice tight clicks. Ooh. Rather loose on the click here, not too loose, but loose enough. There you have DranDagger or Dagger Dran 470 Quake. All in all, very, very nice looking re-release of one of, I would say, the best attack types in the entire system, at least for me. Now, I realize it is outclassed. It definitely is. But it is really nice to get a re-release of this blade, as I said, it is really, really hard to get right now, so to have another way to get them is great. Not to mention, this is the updated mold, which is also fantastic, so you get more weight, you get more structural integrity, and you get 470 and Quake with this, which is pretty darn awesome for what this is. So, and for those who don't want to splurge on the Extreme Battle Set Stadium, hey, nice way to get this one, for sure. But with all that said, let's go ahead and do a quick jump cut, and let's see how this Dagger Dran, or DranDagger, performs in battle. So see you guys in just a bit. Alright guys, and we're back. And of course we have our lovely DX10 Stadium right here. Of course over here I have our lovely new DranDagger here. And of course I will be using my window launcher for this. So let's go ahead and do a few test launches here, just to see how this guy performs on his own. So here we go. Surprisingly pretty aggressive on the Quake bit. Then again, this bay is heavy, like I said, but not too heavy. So thankfully it's not affecting the Quake bit too much. Let's do one more test launch. And actually, it's way more consistent than my other combos on Quake as well. It's almost acting like it's on rush or something. Or even point. How very interesting. Ooh, actually the bit came out a little bit. Hold on. There we go. I was saying, like, what happened there? Okay. So let's go ahead and grab some bays here and see how they do against it. And I think we're going to start... Ooh, let's get a little interesting here today. Let's do Wizard Arrow. In this case, the purple one. So here we go. Right, come on, DranDagger. Woo! That was a very quick loss. Okay, let's try again. Ooh, good hit out the gate. Whoa, look at the jumping action on this one. Alright, come on, DranDagger. Almost called him Drawn Sword. Gosh dang it, see, that's why you lost, because I called you by your other one's name. Anyway, one more time. Good hits. Good hits. Come on. Yes! Alright. Come on. Dang it. So yeah, the stamina on this one, not very good. Not very good at all, in fact. Actually, kind of bad. Compared to, of course, the dedicated stamina type. So, I guess that makes sense. But anyhow, let's move on to some other types here. Let's try something a little more defensive. And you know what? Let's go with Sphinx Scowl. Why not? Barrage attack versus barrage defense. Who will succeed? Okay, DranDagger, you are not making a case for yourself, are you? Like, at all. Let's go again. Okay, he took that last comment to heart, apparently. Good grief, man. He almost burst himself. There we go. Jesus. Always scary having to reset them, because I'm afraid I'm going to break something. Obviously I won't, but still, very scary. Alright, let's go one more time here. Come on, DranDagger. Woo! Yeah, so he can actually deliver some good hits. I will give him that. He does hit pretty good. Pretty good. If I get the launch just right. But, with that said, let's do a couple more. Let's do a couple more here. I think we will do it. Let's keep the defense game going here with Golem Rock. Let's see what he can do against the mighty DranDagger. If I can actually get my ripcord in my winder. Woo! Okay, that was just a lot of stuff that happened there. Okay. Let's try that again. Come on, DranDagger. Woo! Ah! Okay. Oh, loud. Okay, there we go. Come on. Dang it. Oh, that stunk. Alright. One more try. Big old burst finish for DranDagger. Oh boy, yeah, he might not look like it, but he can pack a wallop when he wants to. Oh boy. Okay, and with that, let's go ahead and move into our last bay for this video. And you know what? We're gonna make it an interesting one. Let's see. You know what? Let's just get a random CX bay. Heck, why not? In this case, special edition Percy Stark. Let's see what he can do against DranDagger here. Even though I'm pretty sure how this is going to end, but let's see anyway. Okay, Perseus surprisingly defended well against Dran there. Let's go again. Wow. And that was a really quick burst. Jeez. I haven't even touched him. So yeah, even though he does have the high burst resistance, apparently it's not high enough. Not high enough. Alright. One more go. Okay, you know what? I'm not even mad. I'm just astonished. He just literally tap danced around him. Alright, one more go. I mean, come on. We can't end on a note like that. That was just stupid. Come on, play! Gosh dang it. Yeah! Oh! Tiebreaker! They both just exploded. I don't know if you saw that, but the ratchet and the bit just went flying over here. Okay. Well, one more go, I suppose. Well, actually, I want a good, clean fight. Is that possible? Let's find out. Wow. And that was actually a rather quaint burst, especially for Dran. Because he loves making big explosions, so that's actually rather odd that he's making more passive-aggressive explosions. But, with all that being said, that's going to wrap it up for this review on the DranDagger 470 Quake Booster release. All in all, I like this set, or this little booster, quite a bit. As Hasbro's really been cooking, at least in my opinion, when it comes to the boosters. And even though, again, this one took quite a while to get here, I think he's still pretty darn good. I mean, first of all, you are getting the revised version of this blade, which was already pretty good in its stock form, but now that it's been revamped here with this retool, recolor / remold, I think it could potentially do even better than my original daggers could. Not only that, but 470, pretty solid ratchet. Pretty darn solid. And the Quake bit, although a puzzling part swap from the original Random Booster Prize, it still works quite well for what it is. So with all that being said, guys, if you guys did enjoy this review, then please make sure to drop a like on this video. Can't speak today. Like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell so that way you guys get notified for all my uploads. Now I'm losing my words. This is just a cluster of an ending. So, but anyhow, later, Read Squad, and have a good one.